SLG, KC5, RBG.
RBG, this is KD8 SLG. Go ahead, Shannon.
Hey, brother. I just arrived in Brand, so I don't know how fast I'll get in there and get a node set up or anything, but I'll probably visit for a while, so I'm probably going to miss the net. So I did want to get checked in and out, though. Get my name in there, numbers, but y'all have a good net, and it was a long drive to Branson, but it's all festive. They got all the Christmas lights up everywhere, and looking good. But take care and have a good net. This is Kilo Charlie 5, Real Big Guns. God bless. 73. I'll be clear on your final, brother.
All right, Shannon, I'm glad you made it. Thanks for checking in. And you have a great night and a better tomorrow. And happy Thanksgiving to you and yours from me and mine. I'll get you on the list there somewhere. Check back in later if you can. KD8 SLG. 73, Shannon.
K5CFY, Shannon, good to hear you in there. Have a great Thanksgiving there, and be careful on the way back. K5CFY.
Thank you there, Ray. Sure appreciate it. And everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure it'll be a joy for everybody. I'm glad I got to come here instead of spending it alone. So
prepare to turn left.
I'm very thankful for the friends that I have. You know, they all care about me, and I sure appreciate it. 73, my friends. KC5, RBG.
WB Whiskey Bravo for Alpha is due.
WB4AIZ, Chuck, this is KD8 SLG. I'll be starting the net in 10 minutes. Are you just going to be in and out tonight?
I think so. Anyway, want to wish everyone a day. What am I doing? Thanksgiving. Oh boy. Nice turkey here. Anyways, I think anyways.
All right, Chuck, you have a happy and safe Thanksgiving there, buddy. Good to hear from you. Going to clear with WP4AIZ. This is KD8 SLG. I'll be on the side until the net starts. Please stand by.
KC5 RBG AI5Q. You still around, Shannon?
Yeah, Roger. I'm good. Couldn't see the entrance there.
Driving straight up that fucking wall.
Yeah, I just pulled into this convenience store here, so I missed the. It's hard to turn in. Flash, hush. And I went in the grass and had to turn around, but yeah, I'm here and I'm good. KC5 RBG.
All right, glad to hear it. And there's nothing like involuntary third-party traffic. That was too funny, man. You had no way of knowing that was coming. Hey, I5Q, I'll be standing by for Nick to take over here shortly. Just want to touch base with you, Shannon, make sure you're doing all right.
W8WKY.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
There's my girl. QST, QST, QST. Welcome to the BeaconNet, sponsored by the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, right here on the W8WKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114.8. We meet here every Wednesday and Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 o'clock Tulsa time. Early check-ins start a half hour beforehand. This is an open net, open to all amateur or licensed amateurs. You're all welcome to check in. The controlled net. Ask that all traffic pass through net control. Your net control operator tonight is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG. My personal is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo, just Nick. Emergency or priority traffic is welcome to break into the net at any time. Just say break, break, and we'll do our best to stop the net and help you out any way we can. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All right, that's the only time we like to hear that awkward silence. Welcome to the BeaconNet Friendsgiving edition. As Thanksgiving is steeped in tradition, as is the BeaconNet, we're going to ignore all the traditions tonight. So, no pre-show, no Mickey Mouse roll call, no trivia, no alt trivia. So, I figured no reason to do a pre-show and have you check in with me twice and then talk to me again. And no trivia tonight because my trivia sucks. Everybody hates them, and I don't know if anybody wants to stick around for an hour and a half to get an answer. So there's that, and no Mickey Mouse roll call because I'd like to think that most of my compadres, my co-conspirators here on the BeaconNet, are taking the night off and having fun with their families and friends. There is one that I will check in with here, and that's Dustin. I see that he's connected. He's out at Friendsgiving. But let me tell you about tonight. Since we don't have trivia, I do have a topic. And as I've gone through a whole bunch of Thanksgiving nets this week, I've heard everything from what's your favorite pie to dark meat or light meat and favorite family traditions, etc. Let me drop this for a second. And all of the responses have been Norman Rockwell, Hallmark moment, wonderful stuff. So I'd like to flip the script on that tonight. And what the topic is, I want to hear your Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, Black Friday horror stories. Okay. So we'd all like to think that everything goes as planned every time, and it just doesn't. And I'm sure everybody's got one or two horror stories. And when I say horror stories, I'm thinking, a planes, trains, and automobiles level kind of travel snafu. Maybe you got a family member who wants to start a political food fight at every get-together. Maybe way back in the day, the first or second year you were married, your ex-YL tried to cook a frozen turkey. Maybe one of your kids brought home somebody who just tweaked everybody at the party, and it wasn't a very good choice. Those are some of the examples that I was thinking of, and I'm sure I'll hear some more. So that's the topic tonight, and I didn't take any early check-ins per se. I do have one out there I'm going to give a holler to. That's KD8EPC. He's on Echolink, and he's at a party right now. Let's see what's up with Dustin. Dustin, do you have any horror stories for us tonight?
SLD and BeaconNet. Let's see, I'm looking into 4 horror stories right now. And then I have the rest of the party guys just across the room from me. They would all like to say hello to you, so my mind the biggest horror I had was last year when Gina dropped the bean casserole all over the with that, I'm dropped here for out. I'm just going to pass it around so say hello, if that's all right. Anything. Say who you are. You're on, dude. Don't have to say who I am. I'm the money. But I guess legally, Well, that. I want section 30. Friendsgiving. And let's see, horror story. I don't know. Only thing I could think of is when my brother was playing around and he fell on the floor and he had to get 5 in because floor. Kind of a bummer. What? But that's pretty gas. I'll go with. All right, Nick. Good job on passing her up. Get him up. All right.
Hi, Nick. It's Morgan. I'll get to you my story Black Friday when I was in high school many, many moons ago. And I went with my friend up and her dad, and we went to the mall and court and pizza. And late fight for a secret over the some lacy laundry. Well, I can't stop that.
W8WKY.
All right, I think Dustin got my text message there since we were getting 20% of that transmission. I heard Morgan or somebody dropped the casserole all over the floor, and I heard Andy in there something about stitches. Good evening, Andy, AB8MO. And Morgan, Black Friday stories. I missed out. Hopefully all of Echolink doesn't sound like that tonight. If you're coming in through Echolink, please check with me before you talk for a little bit longer, because I can't reboot anything at this point. All right, let's get this party started. Nobody wants to hear me talk all night long. And so let's take some check-ins. This is KD8SLG. I'm listening.
I think the battery's bad, so I don't know about this battery, or there's something's fishy here. But I think I'm coming in now. So WB8GKV is again checking in.
Kilo Charlie 8, Echo Yankee, Dave from East Sparta.
Alpha India 5, Quebec AI 5Q, Jerison, Tulsa.
Kilo India 5, Uniform Kilo Whiskey, KI 5, UKW, Bill Wagner.
All right, I got a good list to start with there. So let's work these guys. Ed, did you hear what the topic is tonight? Do you have any Thanksgiving horror stories for us? WB8GKB, you'll be up first. KE8AEEY, Dave, I got you in there. KC8EEY, sorry. AI5Q Jarrett, W3ETB Eddie, KI5UKW Bill, KE8YUG Josh, and K5CFY Ray. You guys are all on the list. Let's work it real quick, and then we'll take some more check-ins. WB8GKB, Ed, go ahead. What do you got for us?
First of all, in case this drops, I'll go over to the link. But I hear it working now, so I don't know on the battery. I got problems with bad batteries. But anyway, WB8GKV Ed and Wadsworth, I'm trying to think of the stories. I had some Friday stories, but they went okay out at the mall there way back about 8 years ago. A whole bunch of scarves, and they were 100% cashmere, and I got a buy on them for about 40%, 45%, bought 5 of them, and I haven't worn the scarves because I had a bunch of other scarves I got on a deal, and I still haven't worn all those, and it's been about 8 years, so I got into trouble on buying too many scarves. But that's not a horror story. I kind of enjoyed getting them. So, but anyway, we had some people tell me about horror stories. but I haven't had any on the Friday. What is it? The Black Friday deal. So there you go on that. We'll say good evening to everybody, and yeah, I see it is holding because I've got another thing I can hear. It's working, but the next time if I come back, I might have to go onto the lake because I think this battery it isn't so hot, and we're running low power, also half a watt, because I knew the battery would go down. So I'll just say good evening. The change of format is kind of different here tonight, and kind of interesting. WB8GKV.
WB8GKV, KDSLG. Yeah, great signal the entire time there, Ed. No worries. And yeah, everybody's going to be pretty much one and done tonight. Good to hear from you, Ed. Have a great Thanksgiving. Good to clear with WB8GKV. Let's talk to Dave, KC8EEY. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Oh, I'm just doing great. Inside, nice and warm. Had a little fun today. Finally got my 1010 numbers after all these years that had so I'm ready for the next contest. Okay, let me get a little air here, and I'll tell you my horror story. Okay, let me set it up a little bit. We've always had Thanksgiving at our house, and all the rest of the family comes to it. And let me say right off the cuff here, if there's any animal lovers out there, I am not getting down on your case, but this is just my story, and I'm kind of sticking to it. Anyhow, we had a dog, and it was the job of our foster children to take care of that dog. But whenever we had certain family members that would come, they would start a fight with me about starving my dog. Now, this dog was part greyhound, and as most people know, greyhounds kind of are lean and thin. Well, this dog was lean and thin, and those members that would come, they were kind of super animal lovers, and they would make a big fuss, and they would grab food off the table, and we never feed the dog out with scraps off the table, but we would always had food for it, and but they would feed the dog scraps off the table, and it would get sick, of course, and for the next 2 days it would be thrown up and different things like that. Well, anyhow, to make a long story short, I starved that dog for 23 years. That's how long it lived. And I think back, and that is my horror story. I just knew these members was going to come and stir the pot. Okay, back to the net.
All right there, David. Sounds like you got the gift that kept on giving there, kind of. Oh, man, that's great. 23-year-old dog. Wow. David, I've been hearing you on the radio some more. It's great to have you back in the fold. Going to clear with KC8EEY. Let's talk to Jairus out in Tulsa, AI5Q. What's going on, Jairus? Tell me a story.
Well, good evening, Nick, and let me know how I'm coming in before I go off onto a diatribe or whatever. I've been bouncing around between different connections trying to get a little bit more stable listening point of view, but I think the problem may be on your guys' end.
Echolink is weaselly tonight, I can tell you that for sure. You went for 14 seconds before there was just a little bit of chop, but it never dropped completely. So go ahead, Jairus.
All right, so I've got two stories. I'll start with one when I was a kid growing up in Texas. We lived near my cousins, and there's three of us and three of them. We went over to their house to have dinner, and all the kids were eating in the kitchen where there was like a linoleum floor, and all the adults were eating in the formal dining room where there was carpet. Obviously, they did not want us kids eating and or messing around on the carpet. which I don't blame them, not a problem. But there was a bifold door kind of in between the kitchen and the dining room, and that door tended to get shut so that the kids could get loud and not annoy the adults, and vice versa. Well, my cousin Janine was like, she was eating and goes, "Oh my God, I just ate a piece of fat," and was freaking out. And her older brother, as calm as can be, just goes, "You are what you eat, Janine." Oh man, epic times. We were rolling on the floor laughing. Let me pause for a reset, and I'll tell you one more. So this is back when I first got a smoker, and I wasn't quite well versed enough in what I was doing, but I thought I'd smoke a turkey for Thanksgiving, and I was going to pull that off and make it good. Well, I was used to making gravy from the turkey drippings when you roast it in the oven, right? So I thought, I'll stick a pan under the turkey in the smoker, collect the drippings, and I'll make some gravy. Well, what I failed to realize, when you collect smoked drippings in a smoker and you're smoking it for 6 or 8 hours, and then you turn that into gravy, it kind of tastes like an ashtray. It was the worst gravy I've ever had in my life. It was so bad. But man, we were trying. It was just, I think me and Nina, I don't even think we might have had one kid at the time. But yeah, it was funny. Lesson learned, never tried that again. Never went down that path again. But yeah, don't ever do smoked gravy with your turkey in the smoker. That's a lesson I learned the hard way. AI5Q, back to you, Nick.
AI5Q, KD8SLG. All right, Jarrett, that's what I'm looking for. I'm still kind of giggling about you are what you eat. And note to self, don't make gravy out of smoked drippings. Jarrett, have a great night. Maybe we'll catch up late night tonight for an after party. One never knows, does one? Going to clear with AI5Q. Let's go out to Maryland with Eddie. Eddie, Echolink was coming in pretty choppy, so give it a go. W3ETV, KD8SLG. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, hi, Mick. Nick. Nick. Hi, Nick. I haven't filmed anything tonight. Actually, I didn't think I had a horror story for Thanksgiving. Then, as people were talking, I suddenly remembered that one Thanksgiving, my wife had prepared some Thanksgiving food, and she opened up a can, and she asked me to take the trash out. So as I took the trash out, put it in the trash can, stuff it down in, and of course the lid of the can cut my hand, and I wound up having to go to the hospital, to the emergency room, to have a few stitches put in, and so that took quite a few hours, and by the time I got back, she was mad at me because I had cut my hand on the can, and supposedly wasn't watching what I was doing. So that's my horror story for Thanksgiving. And of course there's others, but I didn't really think about it at first until people started telling theirs. So I'll go ahead and say 73, and everyone have a great Thanksgiving. This is W3TV back to net. W3ETV, KD8SLG. Oh, Eddie, your transmission was perfect there, buddy. So apparently Echolink's working just fine. And I'm sure everybody can dig out a story if they think hard. That's what I was thinking about this one tonight. Eddie, have a safe and wonderful holiday tomorrow. All the best from me and mine to you and yours. Going to clear with W3ETV. Let's go out to Bill and Wagoneer, KI5UKW. Bill, you got a story for us?
Well, to start
start with, how am I coming in? Am I choppy or am I coming in clear?
The boredom breaker hub is working just fine. You sound like you're sitting next to me. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, I guess my worst horror story for Thanksgiving was the first time I ever cooked dinner alone on my own, and I had all my kids and grandkids coming over, and I cooked for 3 days. I'd never cooked Thanksgiving dinner. After that, I never once complained about the women saying how tired they was cooking, because I never realized how much work it took to do that. But anyway, here I was. I cooked for 3 days. I was rather proud of myself. I had a whole table full of food, and all the kids and grandkids come over. And out of the blue, my oldest son's mother-in-law and father-in-law come over, and she quit because I didn't cook anything that she really liked to eat for Thanksgiving. They from this part of the country, they ate lasagna for Thanksgiving rather than turkey. So, but she raised a pretty good ruckus and kind of spoiled my Thanksgiving dinner. And I would say that would probably be my horror story for Thanksgiving. Back to the net.
KI5UKW, KDSLG. Oh man, in-laws. What can you say? I can say that because I'm a middle-aged man-child. I don't have to deal with in-laws. I knew we'd get an in-law story in there. Thanks a lot, Bill. Good to hear from you. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's clear with KI5UKW. Let's go to Josh, KE8YUG, up in Avon Lake. Josh, tell us a story.
B8SLG, great hearing you, Nick, and great hearing everybody else out there on this Thanksgiving Eve. Let's see, I guess I wasn't really there for it, but I've been like grandfathered into the story. But my now mother-in-law made mashed potatoes, and I guess they tasted like metal. Nobody wanted to say anything, but Marie, spoke up, and she was just like, "These taste bad." And then everybody was like, "They do, yeah." I didn't want to say anything, so they referenced that. I'm sure it'll be brought up tomorrow, and they reference that story all the time. I guess, yeah, they weren't good mashed potatoes, and then my mom left the cranberry sauce in the fridge, although I'm not sure it's a horror story because I don't care for it. She's the only one that likes it, but she didn't get it that year or something because it was in the fridge. And my parents left out stuffing the night before, too. I guess it might have been okay, but it had sausage in it, so that was the end of that stuffing. We didn't have, but yeah, that's crazy as it gets on our Thanksgiving. Almost said New Year's, but all right, everybody. Well, yeah, it's wonderful being here. I'll be listening, just enjoying the radio, and hopefully hear some people out there tomorrow while I'm mobiling. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. 73 KE8YUG, back to net.
All right, Josh. I knew we were going to get stories about food that tasted wrong and nobody wanted to say anything. And I can count on Marie to bring up the truth, that's for sure. Get it clear with KE8YUG. Thanks, Josh. Let's go out to Tulsa again. Pick up Ray. CFY. What's going on, Ray? What's your story for me tonight? Uh-oh. Where's Ray? K5 CFY. Am I missing the foot pedal here? K5 CFY. Ray, you out there?
KD8SLG. All right, it's coming in now. I had the Node on, and I could hear you on the Node, but not on the Claremore repeater here. But anyway, don't really have a Black Friday deal. I don't do shopping on Black Friday, so I don't have anything like that. But one time I was smoking a turkey and put it on, I think around 11 o'clock or so, and was supposed to get up about 2 or 3 and put some more charcoal in, and I overslept, and the next morning about 7:30 or 8 o'clock, the turkey was cold, and so we had to finish it up in the oven. But I get gigged about that all the time now. But anyway, thanks for running the net there, Nick, and hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and 73 to you, K5 CFY.
There we go. We're connected this time out there. K5 CFY, KDSLG. I think I may have quick keyed that time. It makes me wonder where all the where everybody gets it up here. All right, Ray. No oversleeping, man. That's one of those times you need multiple alarms. And you know what? Fred would have got you up in time. I bet you Fred would have saved that turkey. Ray, have a great night and a better tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours from me and mine. Going to clear with K5 CFY. And that's the bottom of the first round of check-ins there. So let's get some more folks in here. See who's out there. This is the W8WKY repeater. You're listening to the Beacon Net Friendsgiving edition. Who wants to get on the list tonight? This is KD8SLG. I'm listening.
KD8SLG, WA8KOC. Good evening. Just Nick.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo, KE8TQR.
Kilo Delta 2 Hotel Charlie Echo in and out.
All right, that's enough for that round, I guess. W8KOC, Fred, I got you in there. KE8VZA Eric, peppered you in from the blue screen. KE8TQR, Keith got you in there. KE8QFT, Fred, you're on. KD2HCE, Chris, I got you in and out. Happy Thanksgiving there, Chris. Let's go up to Fred, WA8KOC. Fred, have you got a story for me tonight?
Hello, Nick. Good evening to you. Thanks for running the net solo, as it is. And, I could tell you all kinds of stories, but probably the best thing I can tell you is when I was growing up as a kid, we had Thanksgiving turkey, and it was the butterball, the horse hockey that you buy from the store. And, okay, all those years gone by, and married, 3 children, still same kind of turkey. And then I shot a couple of wild turkeys, and that was it. Buddy, they are so much more tasty than the butterballs that you get in the store. And then I married my darling bride, and she's French-Canadian. She doesn't like turkey. She got sick on turkey when she was young, really sick. So today's Thanksgiving feast is lamb and ham. And I kind of tend to like it a little bit better. Although I'll still take the wild turkey. The kind you shoot, not the kind you drink. You take good care of yourself. You and everybody else in here on the net. I followed up my pal Ray, K5CFY, and I'm turkey sandwiched between him and my other buddy Keith, KE8TQR. You have a great Thanksgiving. Everybody else in here also have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be thinking about everybody, and hopefully we'll get a chance to say hello somewhere on down the line over the weekend. But, again, thanks for doing solo work this evening, Nick. Fine job, as always. Wouldn't expect any less. With that, KD8SLG and the group, 7-3 from WA8KOC, and happy Thanksgiving.
WA8KOC, KD8SLG. Lamb and ham, huh, Fred? All right, I could go for some lamb, to be honest with you. Sounds pretty good. And I don't know about those Canadians. What's that all about? Hey? All right, Fred, you have a great night. Better tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And it's the top of the hour, so I'm going to ID W8WKY repeater here, the BeaconNet. This is KD8SLG. Eric, KE8VZA, you're going to be up next, but I want to tell a quick story, so let me grab a pip. I was going to do a trivia question tonight having to do with Friendsgiving, and everything I learned about it I think is wrong. The first printed use, they say, was in Twitter in 2007. The Merriam-Webster dictionary recognized it in 2020, but I've got to tell you, in the late 80s and early 90s, I was having Friendsgivings with my friends. I grew up in a college town, Penn State. Many of you know that. And what would happen the first few years after we graduated and we all went out into the world, we would all come home for Thanksgiving. And what happens in college towns over holidays is all of the college kids go home and all the locals are there. And my friend Burke Robert Maddox used to call our greetings, our meetings on the Wednesday night before we spent it with our families, Friendsgiving. And those meetings generally took place in the local bars. We'd go fill up the bars and find that everybody there was locals, and we called that Friendsgiving way, way back then. So I'm pretty suspect about what Google tells me about the origins of Friendsgiving. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I should start watermarking some of these things, like netizens and netiquette. All right, that's my story there for this round. This is KD8SLG. Let's talk to Eric. KE8VZA. What's going on, Eric? What story do you have for us tonight?
KD8SLG in the group. This is KE8VZA. Oh, about 15 years ago, we had everybody over at our house for Thanksgiving, and we were cooking the turkey in the oven and all the other stuff to go with it. Well, the turkey took longer than anticipated. And everybody's sitting down and they're, dishing themselves sides, and I'm frantically cutting the turkey in the kitchen and didn't realize that I pierced the foil roasting pan with the carving knife. And while I'm carving the turkey and putting pieces of meat on a platter for everyone, the au jus is leaking out all over the kitchen counter, dribbling off of the counter, onto my shoes, onto the floor, all over my pant legs. And couldn't figure out why our one dog would not get away from me, no matter what I told her, but I was just so focused on the turkey. But it was a big mess. Finally, I noticed what was going on and spent about 30 minutes cleaning the rest of the counter while everybody else enjoyed the meat, but I was glad that they were enjoying it, and I got to enjoy my own meat and trimmings and everything after that. Other horror story from Thanksgiving was 2020, 3 out of 4 of us got COVID, which landed me in the hospital a week later for 6 days, but that's a whole other story. But that was in and of itself truly a horror story. But I'm here to talk about it, so that's a good thing. So anyway, so I'll say 73, everybody. Have a nice, safe Thanksgiving, and I'll be listening out. This is KE8VZA, back to net.
KE8VZA, KD8SLG. All right there, Eric. Well, that'll teach you. You got to be more situational awareness, they call that, I believe. And I immediately flashed a Christmas story when the dogs all piled into the kitchen and ate the dude's turkey, and they had to go have Chinese food for dinner. Eric, good to hear from you again tonight. Going to clear with KE8VZA. Let's go talk to Keith. KE8TQR. Keith, how you doing tonight, and what story have you got for us?
KD8SLG, KE8TQR, just lurking here in the background. I'm good at lurking. To be honest with everybody, I don't have any horror stories that I can think of. No, I can't come up with a one. Not for Thanksgiving, anyway. Christmas, pretty much the same way. Must be something wrong with my family, I'm not sure. Or just me, maybe. Could be that. Anyway, I have to agree with a couple people on the net tonight. roasting the turkey in the oven in a big pan is the way we do it. Wife's got a little, almost 17 pounds. She'll be putting that in the morning. But anyway, it's good to hear everybody tonight. Sorry I don't have a bad story or a horror story, because I kind of don't do horror anyway. But anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to get in here tonight. Just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, a safe holiday, and many blessings. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Nick. The Keith Slaw is in the fridge, staying cool, because that's the way I like it. And we'll talk to everyone down the log. KE8TQ Take. Oh, I even mess up my own. KE8TQR. Wishing everyone happy Thanksgiving. 7-3.
KE8TQR. No story for me. That means I have to tell a story, Keith. But first, Keith Slaw, for those of you who weren't around on the Border Breaker Net this afternoon, the secret ingredient is horseradish. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right, Keith, since you didn't tell us a story, I got to tell one. I made it home every year for Thanksgiving for all 35 years I was out there working in the field. I never missed a Thanksgiving with my mom. I will say, however, that I can remember at least 4 tickets on the Pennsylvania Turnpike racing home from Philadelphia. And I ended every one of them by saying to the trooper, "Thanks for giving me a ticket." Keith, have a great night and a better tomorrow. Going to clear with KE8TQR. Let's talk to Uncle Fred. KE8QFT. Any family horror stories you want to tell us that maybe even involve Dustin? KE8QFT, are you out there, Uncle Fred?
First of all, I wanted to make sure I could be heard, as I am on a very, very complex system known as Echolink. But in any event, can you hear me?
Loud and proud, Uncle Fred. Go ahead.
No, I have no horror stories at all. None involving Dustin, believe it or not, either. But I have a lot of memories of this time of year, time in the service. You know, people always talk about the military mess halls and the food and how terrible it is. Let me tell you what, that's a falsehood. Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, them cooks, man, they get up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They be out there cooking, and I mean, no matter what mess hall I ever ate at in my 20 years of service, man, always the best. I mean, as good as you get anywhere, Sheridan or anywhere else. Also, the Kennedy assassination, I was alive. That happened on this day, 60 years ago. And when D.B. Cooper jumped out of the airplane in the Pacific Northwest, that was on Thanksgiving Eve. So I have a lot of memories about this time of the year, and really I don't have any dark ones other than, well, the Kennedy assassination, but no minor tragedies to report occurred at this time of year that I can remember. KE8QFT back to net control, and thanks you, Nick, for your work tonight, and thanks everybody who has a part of the net. KE8QFT back to net control.
KE8QFT, you didn't tell me a horror story. That means I got to tell one. But yeah, this date is kind of special. This this would be my mom's birthday today. She was 11/22/44. She was born, and she stopped counting about 2 birthdays ago. But I always made it home to see her, as I said earlier. One particular year, I was in Chicago. I believe I was working for Boston Chicken. Yeah, I'd been there for about 6 months. And it took me about 7 or 8 hours to get out there. I decided to drive back on Thanksgiving, to make it here for Thanksgiving. It took me 15 hours. It wasn't because of weather. It was just drivers. Good times. Next up, we have AACS, Gary, and he had to step away, so we're going to skip him for a minute, and we're going to take a few more check-ins. K8M&T, you'll be second in line. Let's see who else is out there that wants to get in here. This is KD8SLG. I'm listening.
K88GKG, John and Eckert.
KC8, Fox Queen Victor. Good afternoon, evening. KC8QV.
W2JLS, John in Fairlawn. KE8BHQ, Benjamin driving home.
All right, we got a good group there. For those of you who are just joining us, tonight's topic is, tell me some sort of horror story about Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, or Black Friday. I've heard all the good stuff all week. I want to hear something. I want to hear something horrible, or at least that you remember that was a little bit off. Let's start with John. Tom, you're going to be on deck. KA8GKG. Go ahead, John.
Good evening, Nick, and hello to the rest of the group. Well, I wasn't expecting that, Nick, so no, I don't have anything to say that would be adverse to the holidays, but I can't help you out there, buddy. But I guess the worst thing I could say is the last 4 Thanksgivings I had to work, and this year I have off. So I guess that's my story. I had a nice day today with Stefan and the Wiz, and smoking cigars and telling lies, and that was my afternoon. I actually got 3 days off this week. Normally I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday, and I have off tomorrow also this week. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm dreading Friday because I know where I'm going to be. But anyway, I just wanted to jump in here and say happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the group. And 73, and I'll toss it back to Nick Control. And Nick, you can take it away. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. KA8GKG.
K8GKG, KD8SLG. All right there, John. I can't believe you can't just pull some memory out. But since you didn't have one, I got to throw one in there. And since you brought it up, luckily when I was working operations, Thanksgiving was still sacred in the restaurant business, and no place was open, at least no place that I worked at. By the time I reached that rarefied air where I didn't have to be in the stores every day, that's when everybody started doing something on Thanksgiving. So I kind of missed that for the most part. John, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for stopping by. Let's talk to Tom, K8MNT. Tom, what do you got tonight there, buddy? Tell me a story, please.
KD8SLG, this is K88MNT. Good evening, everybody, including you, Nick. Well, let's see. I could probably sit there and sit here and talk about when my dog decided to have half of the turkey off the counter before we caught him eating it. That was about 12, 13 years ago. But I think one of the funniest things that I remember, I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and we were having Thanksgiving at our house. And in fact, there's two things the same year. Let's see. My grandparents, of course, were there on my mom's side. And, of course, you know, the adults had a little bit of wine with their meal. And my grandmother picked up her wine glass, and she started to drink out of it. And she noticed a tooth in the bottom of the glass where my dad had played tooth fairy and taken one of my teeth and slipped it up there and forgot about it. And we always told her after that she had a tooth cocktail. Well, that same Thanksgiving, Mom was cutting a pumpkin pie, and she gave it a slice to everybody. And she walked up to my grandfather and had a can, the aerosol can of, not Miracle Whip, but Cool Whip, or whatever they called it back then. And whipped cream. And she turned it upside down to put it on the pie, and the whipped cream came out, hit the pie, and ricocheted up and got my grandfather in the face. So he wasn't too thrilled about that either. But that's the stories, and that was it. But I do know that I am now banned from the grocery stores around here, because that's where I would go in and hunt for my turkeys. And the last time I pulled the trigger on my shotgun, a little old lady fainted, and they banned me for life out of Giant Eagle. But that's bet too. Anyhow, 7-3s, everybody. Back to Katie.
SLG, I'll finish that for you there, Tom. Tooth cocktail. I love it, man. There's a story for you. Thanks, Tom, and no more hunting in the grocery stores for you. Going to clear with K8MNT. Let's see what Mark's got for us. Mark, tell us a story. KC8FQV, go. KC8FQV, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to finally decide to eat something again tonight. I don't have no horror stories, I don't think. You know, I could have ones that occur at night. I had one, you know, when you get real low. And in fact, there was one the day we were over there getting our T-shirts for the barometer net. It was sort of, you know, I was low. But they got me at Mark's, and I went back to look for Pop, and I was just trying to figure out what one I wanted, but it went so fast, you know. And I walked to the front, and they said, "Oh, just sit down there," and they had to call. But yeah, I don't have no real horror stories, I don't think. Well, back when I used to be in school, yeah, paper mache, doing that. Don't know, you know, all that is just flour in that paper mache. But it didn't like me. It didn't like me. I don't know why. All it is flour. But, you know, even if you start to talk about certain adhesives, they get going. So we'll send it back your way, Nick. You're doing a good job. So, KCFQV.
KC8FQV, I heard about your experience after the T-shirt dispersal meeting there, and glad you're still around with us there, buddy. Going to clear with Casey at FQV. I'm going to spare you all another story. Let's get down to John, my brother from another mother, W2JLS, and Miss Lucy, you're on deck. John, tell us a memorable, in a bad way, story about Thanksgiving, please. Take it away.
Well, I think probably I've got a couple, but I mean, next year, if you ask me this, I'll remember Tom's tooth cocktail story, because it could be a 2-noun story or a 3-noun story, a tooth cocktail or a tooth cocktail, and it was hard to unhear that. So that's going to be a Thanksgiving memory, the tooth cocktail, as a 3-noun problem. But my story, let's see. Tom, I'm just teasing you, by the way, in good fun. Let's see. So, I guess this was my freshman year, or maybe my sophomore year of college. I was away and decided, for whatever reason, I was not going home for Thanksgiving. And back in those days, I was, let's say, my complexion could use a little work. It didn't help that I was going to school in, like a stone's throw from Canada. So probably I wasn't getting enough ultraviolet light. And for acne, they had me on this, an antibiotic, a regimen of, God, I don't even remember what the hell they used. Completely misguided garbage, by the way, and those guys should be, put to death for that. But it was tetracycline. So I was taking tetracycline, and it was a capsule. So, I mean, and this doesn't sound like Thanksgiving, but this is my Thanksgiving break. I'm in a dorm room, and I had taken tetracycline. I don't remember what I was drinking. Could have been a Molson Golden. Could have been a water. I don't remember. Probably a water, because you're not supposed to take alcohol with tetracycline. So the thing got stuck in the back of my throat, and I didn't realize it until I coughed, and a puff of tetracycline powder came out of my mouth. And you want to talk about an unpleasant, foul taste. That was nasty, just positively nasty. So there you go. I hesitated to tell you the mother-in-law story. Maybe if there's another over, I'll get into that. W2JLS, back to you, buddy.
Oh, no over-unders tonight. No round 2. No 73 round. That's for sure. All right, John, you're lucky. You're lucky it didn't go down the wrong pipe, and you found yourself not existing anymore, man. You be careful when you're out there on your own doing stuff like that. Crazy kids. W2JLS, all my best to Erica and the kids, and you have a great Thanksgiving. This is the W8WKY repeater. You're listening to the Beacon Net. I'm Katie at SLG, and next up we have Miss Lucy, KE8YUK, who I'm sure has some stories to tell. Lucy, take it away.
KD8SLG, this is KE8YUK. Good evening, everyone. Good Thanksgiving evening. I do have stories. First of all was when I was, 10, I believe, and I woke up and came downstairs Thanksgiving morning, and my aunt was there, and my grandma was there, and my parents were not, and they informed me that my parents had gone to the hospital at some point in the night because my little brother was being born. So it was a sans parents Thanksgiving, and all I can really remember is my aunt and my grandma, technically my great aunt, so they're sisters, bickering about which knob on the stove did what. But they figured it out, and as far as I can remember, it was a good Thanksgiving. So that's story number 1. I've got 3 more. I'm going to pause for time for the sake of the story. KE8YUK returning. My worst horror story I'm the oldest daughter, so I can be very shame-ridden when I make mistakes. I was doing dishes, and everybody else, like the whole family was in bed, and I was staying up late doing dishes. And somehow amongst all of the cleaning, my mom had baked earlier that day, hence where most of the dishes came from. And I was moving some sort of spoon. I had done something goofy, I remember, and I got a single grain of rice on a pumpkin pie that was sitting out. And I thought, well, that won't do, so I have to get it off. Now, there are many ways that could have been handled, but how I handled it was to pick up the pumpkin pie and tip it like I was going to roll the rice off of it. And the rice came off, but so did the whole pie. It slid completely out of the tin and onto the floor, and I was mortified. My mom hates baking, and I knew that she had slaved the whole day making all sorts of things, but including that pie. So shamed and terrified, I had to go upstairs at some terrible hour to inform my mom what I had done. And they had mercy on me, but I was still absolutely horrified. Story number 3 incoming.
W8WKY.
Are you guys sick of me yet? Okay. This one's my favorite one. So I'm the oldest of 6, and brother, let's see, we were little. So brother number 2 was probably, let's say, 6 or 7, and then brother number 3 was probably 5 or 6, somewhere around there. So my mom was hanging out in her craft room doing whatever, and brother number 2 comes peeling around the corner and says, Mom, Denny's got the meat. She was very confused, but she followed brother number 2 into the kitchen, where they saw brother number 3, toddler age, diaper only, sitting on top of the kitchen table, his entire face in the turkey, just completely face down in the turkey, just eating it. And he noticed my mom, but not enough to care, so only his eyes moved to watch what she was doing. He did not let go of the turkey. So I don't know how she pried it out of his jaws, but she did, I assume. However, that brother's, all of them are quite large these days, so maybe he just ate the whole thing. This is the same brother who unfortunately got a giant dollop of piping hot mashed potatoes on his arm a couple of years ago, and he still has the scar. It was not great. And I just combined the last story for you. So I think I've talked enough. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, actually, so I'm very grateful for you guys, for my husband, for getting me involved. And I wish everybody a safe holiday season. And take it easy. Stay warm, stay healthy, stay full, and God bless. KE8YUK, back to KD8SLG.
KE8YUK, KD8SLG. I knew I could count on you, Miss Lucy, for a couple of stories. Oh, I'm an only child with an only parent. I missed out on all the sibling bashing fun, I think. Of course, I also missed out on being bashed by siblings. So there. Lucy, you, Josh, Betty, have a great day and travel safe. I know you guys are driving somewhere, so take care out there on the highways and byways. Going to clear with KE8YUK. Let's talk to Benjamin, see if he's gotten home yet. KE8BHQ. Ben, have you got a story for us tonight?
KD8SLG, KE8BHQ. Best I've got for a story is probably about 12, 13 years when I first started the job I'm in. Went to Page, just so happened on Black Friday. So I think I stayed for 4 hours. I cashed my check, and by that time, not much of a story, but best I've got. I hope everyone out there had a good Thanksgiving. This is KE8BHQ, and I'll give it back to you.
KE8BHQ, KD8SLG. was pretty choppy there. Echolink has been up and down tonight. Benjamin, thanks for stopping by. It's good to hear from you. Have a happy and wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. Get it clear with K8BHQ. He is the bottom of my list, so it's time to get some more folks in here. I know there's one or two out there ready to jump in here. This is KD8SLG. I'm looking for check-ins, so I'm listening.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Kilo Alpha, Josh in Akron.
Kilo India 5, Delta Alpha Yankee, KI5 DAY in Oklahoma.
Kilo 8, Golf Bravo, Dave, near Detroit.
All right, 3's good for me. We got K8VKA Josh, KI5DAY Alan, and K8GB Dave up in Michigan. Let's start with Josh, K8VKA. Are you talking on one of the radios you just installed in the car there, Josh? And tell us a story.
KD8SLG, K8VKA. Yes, sir. I just got it powered on, and hopefully it sounds okay. I think I'm on medium power, but I'm in the garage, so I'm irradiating myself. No. Can you hear me okay? Am I breaking up, or am I good?
You're good, man. For being in a garage, you're real good. Go ahead.
I'm so thrilled. This is 2 for 2 this week. All right, I got one more car to do. All right, story for Thanksgiving. I don't remember if this story is about Christmas or Thanksgiving. It all kinds of blends in when you're 7. I remember being at my grandparents' house and always all kinds of extended family that I don't recognize, never remember, because I was like 7 at the time of the story. Basically, all that happened was I went in the restroom to do my business, and all of a sudden I hear this knock on the door, and this lady's like, "You gotta get out, I gotta go. And 7-year-old me was like, well, if we gotta go. So I pull up my underwear, but my pants are still down at my ankles, and I open the door and shuffle out, and she shuffled in, and my uncle just laughed so hard. He's a storytelling type of an uncle. He actually reminds me of you a little bit, Nick. Good at telling stories, and so the entire rest of the night, he just spent the entire night like going around to everybody who wasn't there at the moment seeing it, and recounting me shuffling out with my pants down at my legs. So that is my embarrassing Christmas or Thanksgiving story. I'm sure there's more. But I've got a bad memory, and my wife is the storyteller, as you know. So we'll come up with some more this weekend, I'm sure. So KE8VKA, back to KD8SLG. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thank you for running the net, Nick. And 7-3.
KE8VKA, KD8SLG. Fine business with the radio there, man. It sounds really good. And fine business with the story. There you go, man. And yeah, I know what you mean about the memory failing there, because it kind of all just rolls together back there in the early years. It was kind of like Thanksgiving until Christmas was like one big, long, happy holiday. Wow, remember those times. Josh, drive safe tomorrow. You got precious cargo with you. Gonna clear with KE8VKA. Let's go out to Tulsa and talk to Alan. Oh, I'm sorry, Sperry. Spurry, as Alan says it. KIKY and A8CS, you'll be up next.
KI5DAY. Hey, Nick. Yeah, interesting conversation in the blue screen there. Talking about stage fright with Lucy and stuff, and yeah, much as she's not shy on here, she said she's terrified public speaking. I played music for many years in front of people, as I was saying in there, and the only time I ever got nervous is whenever I started playing in church and I became a music minister, and I had to once in a while I had to put the guitar down to speak instead of my pastor in his place. Once in a great while they would ask me to speak, and I was like, oh, goody, I got to put the guitar down. So I instantly turned into a bunch of one-liner Grinch things. No, I just did the best I could, but I was always nerve-wracking because I didn't have the guitar in front of me, and I was lost. But anyways, yeah, it's always fun talking in front of public. Man, recommend it. What else was I going to say? Yeah, Sperry. The thing with Sperry, a lot of people say Sperry. Yeah, you live in Sperry? It's like, you know, we normally say Sperry because we like to throw the accent on there. It used to be called Buter Switch. The town I live in is probably around 2,000 people, but back in the day, it was an oil boom town. Glenpool, Oklahoma, a little bit south of Tulsa, created the oil boom way back when, and Tulsa was developed because of Glenpool. Let me let this drop. And then as time progressed, the oil boom thing kind of spread out sporadically all throughout this area, and Sperry was no exception. It became Buter Switch at the time is what the name of it was before it was ever Sperry, and there was a train that used to run through town for many years, but back in the day, celebrities would come here. There was saloons and a couple of hotels and all this, and celebrities would show up on Sunday afternoons, and people would gather in town to watch to see who the latest celebrity or singer or musicians were that were getting off the trains to come here and stay. So, interesting history. As far as Thanksgiving goes, you could probably think of the one that always stands out. Let me let this drop again. I was at my mom's one year, and I had a lot of family there, and I was talking about this in the blue screen, but I have a sister that were twins, but were separated by 4 years. Now, that's a long story, and it's a weird, strange, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, I guess. But anyway, she's a joker like me, and she decided it would be an awesome time to walloping me upside the head with the dinner roll while I was carving the turkey. And I turned my back, and there's like 20 people in the front area of the house, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, okay, that was nice. And then I don't see anybody looking at me, but my sister's bouncing, so I realized it was her. Well, it led to an ugly food fight, unfortunately, at my mom's place, but we all had to clean it up. Let me let this drop. Needless to say, that was pretty strange. We'd never had a food fight in our family before till that day, but it was unforgettable, and it was fun while it lasted. But, yeah, the cleanup wasn't so much fun. Oh, man, so many things going through my head, but I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm going to go down to my stepmom's and see 3 of my brothers and some nephews and stuff, and a couple of their wives, and then probably see my sister who lives down there later in the afternoon, and her boyfriend and his daughter. And I don't know, I've got to go to another one Sunday, but we'll see what all happens. Hope everybody's doing well. I forgot about the net, but here I is, KI5DAY in Sperry. Back to net.
KI5DAY, KD2SLG. I knew we'd get a food fight in there somewhere tonight, so thank you for that. And Alan, I get to do this so infrequently, so here it is. Alan, Alan. Hi. Have a good day there, Alan, tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, and drive safe in your travels. Watch out for the other guy. Going to clear with KI5DAY. Let's go up to Gary, AACS, who's back, I believe. Gary, tell us a story, please.
Well, how long can you tread water? Yeah, a little Cosby action there. Good evening. This is AAHCS in Fairlawn, Ohio. Man, I'm telling you, Nick, the stories that I could tell, unfortunately, they all are very about, well, we have, one of those family members that never cease to make it difficult for everyone else. But I'm not going to tell you one of those stories. I'm going to tell you a story that was really all about me. So anyway, we had this wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving dinner, and I've always been a white meat aficionado myself. but I do dabble with the dark meat every once in a while. So, also, you may have heard me talk about Marley. Marley was an 85-pound boxer Dane mix. Beautiful, beautiful animal and a disposition to match. And he I miss that baby a whole lot. Anyway, that being said, he was a beggar. Yeah, he did a whole lot of begging. Anyway, so Thanksgiving, everybody's having a good time. Marley's begging, and I start slipping him a couple pieces of dark meat. I'm thinking, well, this is, how bad could it be for a dog? I mean, dogs eat meat, raw meat, any other kind of meat. Well, long story short, it wasn't too awfully long after dinner that Marley rewarded me with a puddle of poop in the living room on the carpet, and he was pretty mortified actually, because quite honestly, I think that's the only accident that dog ever had in a house. But it wasn't an accident. I done did it myself, and I couldn't be mad at him. I don't know what made me think that that was a good idea, and I can guarantee you it certainly wasn't. Anyway, yeah, that's my story. Let's see. That's all I got. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Guys, take care, and don't forget I'll be on the air tomorrow morning at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., and we'll do a barometer net. Maybe we should reenact tonight. Sounds like fun. Okay, back to net. This is AA8CS.
Alpha H custom select. Oh, Gary, you did it to yourself. But I can't believe, I mean, really, a dog that begs for food? I can't believe it. I've never met one of those. Never. I'm thinking Chloe and Charlotte right now. There, Gary. I'll be back dark and early tomorrow at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m. to talk to you on the Barometer Net. That's Monday through Saturday here on the W8WKY repeater at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m. Monday is NT8D, Tuesday and Wednesday are WAKOC, Thursday and Friday are our very own AA8CS, and Saturdays are Javen and or Stefan. So stop in if you're out and about. There's a few regulars in here, I see. Gary, get some sleep. Be fresh and ready to rock and roll tomorrow morning. Going to clear with AA8CS. Let's go up to Michigan and talk to Dave. K8GB. Dave, there's a big football game this weekend. Maybe we should talk about that. But first, tell me a Thanksgiving horror story, if you would, please.
Good evening to that from KGB, near Detroit. Well, I can't really come up with much of a horror story for you. It's Thanksgiving has been relatively ordinary for me for like a long time. Since my mother passed away over 20 years ago, that sort of ended getting together for Thanksgiving dinners. Although I get together with my sister, our Thanksgiving dinners now just my sister, me, and her husband, and that's it. We're just the last of the families. And my wife passed away 40 years ago also, so I mean, it was something downer a bit on that, so things have gotten kind of pretty quiet and small on Thanksgiving weekend. But my horror stories are pretty much the whole 1980s, because I was, in my career before I retired, I was a broadcast engineer for the ABC station, Channel 7 here in Detroit. And all through the year, we locally produced and carried the Thanksgiving Day Parade. That involved spending all day downtown Wednesday, setting up a truck and getting out the cameras, laying all the cable and everything for the parade, and then getting out of there hopefully by dark, and then coming back at 3 o'clock on Thanksgiving mornings. That's the horror story right there. For 10 years, being down there at 3 a.m. every year, and to do the rest of the prep to go on live at 9, and then we'd be on live until noon. When noon hit, that was it. We were just all spent. So I used to just go home, catch a quick nap, and then drive 50 miles to be with the fam I had then for Thanksgiving dinner. Fortunately, they were patient with me. Let me reset here. They sort of worked their day around me, so I'd get a nap in and everything before I drive out there, so I'd be happily functional. So we didn't have dinner till 4 or 5 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day. So Lions game was already long gone. Of course, I was busy with the parade all morning too. So that was it for pretty much the 80s. Oh, by the way, today is my birthday. So on occasions, my birthday's falling on Thanksgiving. Next time is 2029, and that was like a nice birthday present for me. It was in 1990. The last year we did the parade was 1989. And in 1990 was my birthday. The other station account carried the parade again, and I got to sleep in for the first time in 10 years on Thanksgiving morning, which happened to be my birthday. So that was a nice present that year. That's pretty much the story of that. And I can probably come up with a future horror story, and that'll be University of Michigan Wolverines beating the Scarlet and Gray Hairless Nuts of Ohio State on Saturday for the football game. So 2 football games, a Lions game tomorrow, and probably the first time since I was a toddler where they're probably going for the 9th game, the 9th win on Thanksgiving, and then the Michigan-Ohio State game on Saturday, and I'll have my Thanksgiving on Sunday. So back to that from KGB, which of course is K8 Go Blue.
Oh, K8GB. Well, first, 3 a.m. Gary was just talking about the ungodly hour of 7 a.m., so we should throw some 3 a.m.s his way. I'll be honest with you, 3 a.m. is easier to get at from the night side than the morning side. That's one of those, you might as well just stay up times. And dude, Dave, you should probably be very careful about checking your mailbox for the next week or two, because everybody with Ohio behind their name here can find your address on on QRZ. We'll see what happens on Saturday, Dave, but I'm giving the edge to Ohio. So there, and I'm a Penn State fan. Take care of yourself there, Dave. We'll talk to you later. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the stories and giving us all someone to not like on the net tonight. Going to clear with K8GB. Let's go out to Tulsa and talk to Kelly. KC0LRM. Kelly, tell us the story, please.
Hey, Nick, thanks for getting me in there. Well, yeah, I just happen to have one, so that's the only one I have. So I grew up in this Bigfoot. We watched football. Every Thanksgiving was the same thing. Eat turkey, watch football. Moved to Kansas. A couple years later, met a girl, got married, went to her parents' house for her first Thanksgiving together. And we got all our food, and we're sitting around, and I'm like, nobody's turned the TV on. And I'm like, what's going on here? It's like, and finally I asked somebody, and they're like, oh, my family didn't watch football. And I'm like, oh, my God, what did I get into here? So that's kind of my horror story. So every year when I go to Thanksgiving there, I have to, watch football on my phone. So that's about it. It doesn't sound like it, but my first time, that was kind of a shock. That's about all I got for horror story there. Nothing drastically bad, just that. So I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving out there. Be safe for all those people that are traveling. I know I'm driving to Kansas tomorrow. So thanks for running that, Nick, and I'll let you get some more check-ins here. All right, back to net control.
KC0LRM, Kelly, KD8SLG. Thanks for sharing with us tonight, Kelly. If you're driving to Kansas tomorrow, you be safe out there. There's going to be a whole lot of amateurs on the road tomorrow, I'm sure. We're going to clear with KC0LRM. That brings me to the bottom of the list. This is the W8WKY repeater. You're listening to the Beacon Net. And I'm looking for check-ins. I'm KD8SLG. Go.
Kilo Echo Way, Quebec Kilo Oscar, K8QKO, Nick and Accurate.
Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec Foxtrot Charlie, KC3 QFC, FedEx Mike, Mobile.
Kilo India 6 Whiskey Papa Kilo, KI6WPK.
Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee, Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee.
KD2QQV, KD2QQV, Don Allendale, New York.
All right, we picked up a solid list there. We got KE8QKO, Nick at Night, KC3QFC, FedEx Mike, your mobile will get you first, KI6WPK, Bill in California, our friend from down under VK2DY, Robert, and out of New York, Don, KD2QQV. Let's pick up FedEx Mike first. Nick at Night, you're on deck. KC3QFC, what's going on out there tonight? And have you got a Thanksgiving horror story you can share with us?
KD8SLG, KC3QFC. What's going on out here is work. Out here busting the tail. I'm about 30% done with the route tonight, and I got a full schedule for tomorrow. It looks like another 600 miles on Thanksgiving Day, but that's all right. Holiday pay is really good when it comes per the mile basis, so the more the merrier. The only horror story I have was when my grandfather ran out of propane Thanksgiving morning as the turkey was being cooked, and I just put away. Grandma was not too happy that he did not do his job in checking the propane tank at the beginning of the month. My grandmother's not one to fling the dirty words around, and let me tell you this, she cleared out the whole entire trailer that afternoon when she realized what happened. And us kids suddenly found something better to do outside, and we didn't return until much later. Other than that, everything seems to be going good. Just got off the highway here, got to pick up some go-go juice and get the creaming out the miles, so to speak. Other than that, hopefully everybody has a good Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, give yourself some extra time, and don't forget to leave room for 18-wheelers. I wish people would do that for me tonight, because there seems to be a whole lot of traffic out here, and they're not thinking twice about it. Other than that, 73 Thanksgiving. Back to net control from Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec Foxtrot Charlie.
KC3 QFC, KD8SLG. Well, FedEx Mike, I knew we were going to get some turkeys didn't finish cooking stories, and we got one from Ray earlier, and he slept through adding fuel to the smoker, and not having enough propane, that's going to do it too. And nothing like watching Grandma fling poo, so to speak. All right, Mike, lots of amateurs out there tonight, man. Lots of amateurs, so watch out for the other guy. Who would get out of the way of a big truck like yours? Going to clear with KC3QFC. Let's go talk to Nick at Night. KE8QKO, thanks for coming in, Nick. Good to hear from you. Do you have a Thanksgiving horror story you'd like to tell us?
KD8SLG, KE8QKO. Hello, Nick. Hello, everybody on the net. I don't know if I have a horror story. Not yet, anyway. We'll see how tomorrow turns out. There was a funny story one year. My wife made pumpkin pie. This was probably 10 years ago or something, but she made pumpkin pie one year, and she usually does a really, really good job. It just so happens that one year she forgot to put the sugar in the pumpkin pie. So we all cut it into it. We all grabbed our slice of pumpkin pie, and there was no sugar. So, yeah, that was a fun year. One that she's never lived down, and actually now she's no longer invited to bring pumpkin pie to Thanksgiving. And for some reason, her family still holds a grudge over that. They go to Costco to get their pumpkin pie instead of asking her to make it. I think she comes short end of the stick on that one. I think they do too, because she makes a really mean pie. Anyway, yeah, I think we get in here. I was going to get in earlier, but I picked up a movie on Amazon. Oppenheimer came out today, so we picked that up, and I was watching that with the wife. And the movie just ended. She's going to bed, and I came in here and heard the net was still going, so I wanted to hop in and say hello. With that, I'll pass it back to you. This is K8QKO.
K8QKO, KDSLG. Oh, wow, Nick. Yeah, pumpkin doesn't taste all that great when there's no sugar in it. I can attest to that. Good story, man. Thanks for that. And, isn't that like a 3-hour plus movie? So I bet you're about ready for a nap there. And you'll have to let me know what tomorrow's Thanksgiving horror story will be, or was, after tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, Nick. Great hearing from you, and all the best from me and mine to you and yours. Pass that along. Going to clear with K8QKO. Let's go out to Bill in California, KI6WPK. Bill, the topic tonight is Thanksgiving horror stories, goofy stories, something in that range. What do you got for us?
At least a family funny one. It's another pumpkin pie story. So the pumpkin pie was coming out, and I was about 12 years old, and I hid the can of Ready Whip behind me, and I told my younger sister to open her mouth, and I blasted the whipping cream into her mouth, and the whole family broke out in roaring. So it was a fun Thanksgiving. Back to net. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. KI6WPK.
All right, Bill. So that would actually be the horror story from your sister's point of view, I think. But I do have to ask you a quick question before you take off. This is a burning question I have. Did it come out her nose?
No, she started laughing like the rest of us, so it kind of blasted all over my chest.
Yeah, I think you missed an opportunity there. You should have held her cheeks closed and made it puff out her nose. I think that would have been classic, too. Bill, yeah, a great night. Thanks for sharing with us, and happy Thanksgiving to you there on the West Coast. Going to clear with KI6WPK. Now, oh, man, we got to go down under to tomorrow and see what Robert's up to. And, Robert, I don't think they have Thanksgiving in Australia, but I'm sure you'll set me straight. What's going on down under? VK2DY, KDSLG. Go ahead, Robert.
Yes, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney. 25 degrees, 77 Fahrenheit, windy and overcast. We're supposedly going to get some rain this afternoon, but I don't know. It's very, very, very dry, and we could certainly use it if we get it. Anyway, I guess the real horror story is the fact that what we picked up from November from the States is Black Friday. We did not pick up Thanksgiving Day, but we picked up Black Friday. So we've had to live with a month's worth of Black Friday, Black Wednesday, Black November, Black this, Black that, but with no reward at the end of it or before it. So I guess that's the real horror story here. Never caught on. There are turkeys available, and people who are American, Aussie, or people who live in Australia who are American do buy them. They're available. They're Christmas dinner here, and so people they're available in all the shops. And Costco has pumpkin pie, which is also not an Australian thing. So if you want to celebrate Thanksgiving in Australia, it's definitely possible. But it isn't a thing here. Thank you again, and happy Thanksgiving to you folks in America. VK2DY.
VK2DY, KD-SLG. Robert, oh man, so it's tomorrow for you. It's 77 degrees, and you're going into spring, and y'all don't have turkeys or Thanksgiving. But you do have capitalism, so happy Black November to you. Oh man, it's always fun to talk to you. Come back every Wednesday and Sunday night, please. Robert, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time. Going to clear with VK2DY. Let's talk to Don in New York, KD2QQV. Don, do you have a story for us tonight? Take it away.
KD2QQV in New York saying hello, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Clearly okay. The only story that, well, maybe in my childhood years, they were very memorable. Both my parents have died. I'm kind of all alone. I live with, it's me and a cat. And it's been like that for about 7 years now. And the only story I can say about Thanksgiving is the time is maybe a horror story of not being able to cook a turkey yourself. But we did manage to get a turkey. We had it, it was smoked. We ordered it from the store, and they cook it for you. And it was a smoked turkey. I don't know if anyone... Oh, I cut out. But, and anyway, that's the only story I can think about Thanksgiving right now. But it was good turkey. It was definitely a good tasting turkey. All right, back over to net control, KD2QQV.
KD2QQV, Donald. My question to you is, did you get the cat a turkey dinner, turkey cat food for tomorrow? That's my question for you, Don. Go ahead.
Yeah, you hit it right on the nose. It's definitely, it's like the cat's day tomorrow, me and the cat's day. We're going to be very, and she's going to eat like a queen. A queen cat. And she's pretty good. All right, back over to net, KD2QQV. Have a happy Thanksgiving. It was a pleasure talking to you.
KD2QQV, you sound like a great fur baby daddy there, Don. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, sir. Don's the bottom of my list. This is the W8WKY repeater. You're listening to the Beacon Net. I'm KD8SLG, and I'm wondering if anybody else is out there who wants to get on the list tonight. Now's your chance. I'm listening.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
Kilowatt 8 American Motors Experimental Dick in beautiful downtown Firestone Park.
All right, we picked up a couple there. KC8HDP, Jerry, and K8AMX, Dick. Let's go to Jerry and Shreve. Jerry, fine business tonight on the Worcester Net, and the topic tonight is Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Friendsgiving horror stories. Some bad experiences around the holidays. That's what I'm looking for tonight. I've had too much happiness in my week. KC8HDP, take it away, Jerry.
Well, good evening, Nick, and to everyone on the net. Thought I'd stop by and say hello since you're running the net this evening. I only remember one horror story for Thanksgiving, and that was one year. My wife's aunt and uncle invited us to their house for Thanksgiving, so we didn't buy a turkey, didn't have anything for Thanksgiving dinner. And we get to her relative's house, and there's her cousin, who was a drug addict and an alcoholic and a sex offender. And it wasn't this aunt and uncle's kid. It was one of her other aunts, ones that just decided to show up. And said, I'm not eating with this guy. So I'm heading for the door, and like her aunt and uncle goes, "Oh, come on, it's Thanksgiving, nope." So we left and had, I was very thankful for McDonald's because it was the only thing open on the way home that year. So I was thankful for McDonald's. So that was my only Thanksgiving horror story. All the other ones went really great. But anyway, don't really have anything else, but want to say hello to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. No matter what your plans, have a safe, happy, and healthy Thanksgiving. And I've got a lot to be thankful for, and I hope you do too. So that'll send it back to you, Nick. KD8SLG and the Beacon Net from KC8HDP 73.
KC8HDP, KDSLG. I knew we'd eventually get an unwanted guest story of some kind. Thanks for filling that gap, Jerry. And you have a very happy Thanksgiving, too. Good talking to you tonight. Going to clear with KC8HDP. And I got to say it because it's late at night, but here it goes. If you don't know K8AMX, you don't know Dick. K8AMX. It's getting late. Dick, do you have a Thanksgiving horror story for us tonight? And take it away.
Well, hello, Nick. And Nicks and Dicks. Be thankful for that. And I want to tell you, I cannot recall of a Thanksgiving that I didn't find something to be thankful for. And just looking for bad things. Don't want to do that. And I really don't have anything. There was the Thanksgiving that my mother made great mashed potatoes, and I don't know what the devil she used or what happened. I don't remember. But a couple of the I think my sister and I and somebody else, we made fun of Mom, and we had our portion of mashed potatoes that we didn't use a fork or spoon, but we used straws. And they were so thin. That is how we ate the mashed potatoes. And it was happy laughter of family. And that was the one thing that I recall. But outside of that, I just want to say that to everybody out there, I hope their day tomorrow is full of happiness and getting the family together. It's a little sad for my wife and I because our beautiful daughter would have been 49 November 20th, and she passed away at 37 of cancer. And we will say a little something at the table to remember Nikki. And there isn't one of us that can say that without tears coming forward. So anyway, that's that, and I'm going to turn it back to you, Nick, and you have a great day, and everybody listening, I hope they have great days. And I just turned this net on, and I'd forgotten about it. So I'm glad I got to check in and say hello. So back to net. This is K8 American Motors Experimental, living the dream in beautiful downtown Firestone Park.
K8 AMX, KD8 SLG. Let me first start by making my funny. I would have called that a potato milkshake. Mashed potatoes through a straw. There, I got that out of the way. And I know it's been a while, but, the sting doesn't go away there, Dick, and I know that. So you have the best holiday you can to have tomorrow, and give my best to Susan as well. And thanks for stopping by. It was great talking to you, Dick. And we'll hear you tomorrow morning on the barometer net, I imagine. This is KD8 SLG. I'm going to clear with K8 AMX. He's the bottom of the list again. We only got two that round. If there's anybody else out there, you better move on it if you want to get in here. This is KD8 SLG. I'm listening. And there we go. All right, this is last call, last and final call for the Beacon Net tonight, the Friendsgiving edition. If you want to get in here, this is your chance. KD8 SLG, I'm listening. All right. I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight and indulged my little folly here. It was great hearing you all out here. We are here on holidays and holiday eves, and we'll have special editions on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve this year. So that should be fun. Don't forget about the Barometer Net every morning at 7 a.m. except for Sunday right here on the W8WKY. If you haven't signed up for the Sarah Christmas party yet, you should hop on the website, get your tickets, save the date, December 7th. That'll be in Wadsworth at the Eagles where we have our meetings. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you there. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to link up the Beacon Net, the Barometer, the Beacon, third try, the Boredom Breaker Net. Dustin and I have the second hour. Alex has the first hour. I'm going to link it up for both of them. So if you're looking for demonstrating your radios to the family or you just want to get a little break, stop in and say hi. This has been the Beacon Net. This is KD8SLG. I'm going to return the repeater to normal customary use. 73 all y'all. Happy and safe Thanksgiving. This is KD8SLG. I'm clear.
W8WKY.
Kilo Quebec 4, Lima Tango Alpha, KC4 LTA, Hanahan, South Carolina. Monitoring, do drop in.
KE2 BZX, KC3 QFC. somebody's keying up, not quite holding the repeater. Try it again. KC3 QSC.
The last key up, it looked like it was dewdrop in. So that's what we do get sometimes over there. KCFQ, but I looked at the monitor thing, and that what was the last one before you, KCFQB.
Yeah, all right, Roger, Mike. Appreciate that. He was doing it a couple times before that, so I didn't know if maybe somebody was trying to get into the repeater or what was going on, but yeah. Tried to offer some help there. You never know when somebody's struggling to get in. KC3, QSC.
All right, Mike. Yep, it's good to throw a call out and see if someone's there, but I think a lot of that stuff that comes from there is who knows what. I know that they many times have problems. So when I looked at the Allstar, it looked like that guy had about 15 Allstar nodes. And one out of Texas, another one, had like 15 Allstar nodes. So, KCFQV.
Yeah, maybe one of them's doing a spurious emission every now and then. That one transmission that I heard key up, it kind of sounded like somebody said, oops. So, maybe he's working on it, I don't know. But, we're not professionals, we're all amateurs, hi. Hopefully you have a good Thanksgiving there, Mark. I'm working right through. I actually have some turkey dinner bowls in the fridge right now that I'll heat up tomorrow, and some green beans, mashed potatoes, gravy, and a little bit of dinner. I'll eat my turkey meal here out on the highway. At least it'll take me about 5 minutes to cook instead of all day. But I don't know, maybe I catch the first few floats of the parade. Too close to it right now. It seems a lot of traffic heading that direction to maybe go watch it themselves. I don't know. But I do know that the cops are out hot and heavy up here. I've already seen at least 15 people with a trooper behind them. Some of them had two, though. So hopefully they were having a much better day than what they were having. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything on the 146 Mark 520. I am listening for that for anybody CQ on it. So, well, no, what happens. Still got a long ways to go. It's still a long night. Should be down in Binghamton about 1:15 in the morning. Drop this empty set off, hook up another loaded set, and do it all over again. And tomorrow, hopefully, they got me chucked full. As I already told them, I ain't running partial shift. I want a full shift. They're offering extra, 60 cents a mile on top of what you're already getting paid, plus the holiday pay. So I very well could potentially clear $1,500 for working Thanksgiving. So we'll just see what happens. KC3QC.
Well, that is good money. And, yep. And, well, yeah, what they were talking about, the rookies are out. Well, all these newbies that are going home from college or going to their relatives, and all them newbies, you know, they need to learn how to drive. I sort of think that the driver ed programs were, they threw them all out the door in about the mid-'80s. And that's why we have what we have. So, you know, I don't know if autonomous cars wouldn't maybe help out, because you get in and just sit there and maybe they would not collide into each other. You know, well, you wouldn't have any pedals or any steering wheel, so you can't interact with it, and it would hopefully avoid everything. But who knows? But yeah, I ain't gonna go nowhere tomorrow. Not with the COVID that I got. I don't know when we got it. Maybe over the weekend it was. We did a funeral, so maybe someone was there. I don't know. But I've been just. I ate my sandwich that was brought home at noon today. I just finally decided to eat that. And then I ate the fries when they came home. So, and one little thing and one little thing at a time, I guess. So you drive careful and do good, and you'll be happy when you get done. You get everything you want. KCFQV.
Yeah, I only take it 1 mile at a time. That's all I can do. And you know, one mile at a time, one leg at a time, and as long as the rubber side stays down, we're doing something right. And at the end of the week, there should be a little bit of money in the bank. It's good, because I surely lost a bit of it the last couple of weeks, and I'm hoping that working straight through Thanksgiving, I don't think about what's truly missing this year. Maybe each year will get better. Yeah. I don't know. We'll keep pounding out the miles, and hopefully you feel better, Mark. I notice you're a little bit different and coughing a little bit more there. So my best to you, and you know, maybe you caught it because you got that cold weather come through there. I don't know, the human body's quite funny. You feel good one day, sicker than a dog the next, and then you're fine the next day. It's funny how that happens. That had happened a couple times. I don't look forward to those days, because unfortunately when I'm sick, I'm down and out. And if I try to take anything, write me off for 36 hours, because I don't do medications. I have a hard time taking Tylenol as it is. I'd not take it if I don't have to. I put all medications, but I don't know. Anyways, you have yourself a good Thanksgiving. We're going to keep pounding out the miles. Good chit-chat with you and keep up with you. Hope all the best for you. KC3 QFC. I'll be clear on your final. 73 Mark.
All right, Mike. Yep. You keep doing what you've been doing and stay out of trouble. Don't get caught between anything. Make sure you see the pathway so you can get through. So, KCFQV.
amigos do Alasca. Por aqui P2, chegou Romeu Sierra, Renato, São Paulo, Brasil.
Echo 8, Victor Kilo Alpha, calling Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Uniform Kilo.
KE8YUK to KE8VKA, can you hear me?
Yep, you sound good. Just taking the car for a quick spin around the block. Making sure oil doesn't spit out of anywhere, and that the radio is loud enough while driving. Hopefully it sounds all right.
Yeah, you sound great. I really thought you were still in the garage. That's awesome.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to top off here since I'm out anyways, and I'm going to come home and show you the handiwork and probably go to bed, I guess. All right, talk to you in a minute. I'm going to get out here and top off. KE8VKA, clear with KE8YUK.
Sounds good. KE8YUK, clear.
W8WKY. W8WKY. Repeater PL1 14.8.